God says, "It's an emergency. I order you to open this message. God has been trying to reach you. A secret courier is coming to your house. Open it immediately. Listen closely. Don't scroll. Don't look away." This is the moment everything could change. Something urgent is reaching out to you, and it's not just any call. It's not a coincidence that you're hearing this right now. God Himself has sent this word for you, and He is commanding you to pay attention. This is not a whisper. It's not a gentle nudge. It is a divine alarm sounding in the middle of the storm you've been silently drowning in. Please do not ignore this. If you skip this or turn away now, you might miss the breakthrough that heaven has been preparing for you. You might lose what you've been praying for. You might close the door on a miracle. Please comment, "Amen," if you can feel this pulling on your spirit. Something holy is reaching into your life right now. What you're hearing is not ordinary. When I say it's an emergency, I mean God has seen the enemy gathering around your life. He has seen what others cannot see. He has heard the things spoken in secret about you, and He has watched as the weight on your shoulders grew heavier. And now He is sending a secret courier. A heavenly messenger is on the way to your door. Not a figure of speech, not a fantasy. A divine intervention is approaching your life, and the moment you open that spiritual door, everything will begin to shift. But you must be awake. You must be ready. And you must take this seriously. This secret courier is carrying something priceless. It's not a letter. It's not just words. It's an answer. It's a rescue. It's a release from the trap the enemy set around your feet. You've been praying for God to do something, and now He is moving. But here's what you must understand. When heaven sends an answer, it doesn't always come dressed in light. It may look like pain. It may come through pressure. It may arrive through a disruption you didn't expect. But it is your rescue. And that's why God is saying, open it immediately. Don't delay. Don't hesitate. Don't let doubt or fear close your hands around the very thing He's sent to save you. Please like this video if your heart is open to what God is doing right now. Just once is enough, but it may be the sign your spirit needs to step fully into this moment. This is God's voice calling through the noise. You've been distracted, discouraged, doubting your worth. But even in your lowest hour you were seen. Heaven has been watching. Angels have been surrounding you even when you couldn't feel them. There were battles you didn't even know about that were won on your behalf. You've cried and begged for confirmation. You've asked for a sign. This is it. This is your moment. Don't miss it. What is in that courier's hands is not small. It's a spiritual key. A door in your life that's been sealed shut is about to be opened. You felt stuck for months, maybe even years. But this is not your end. This is your pivot. God's order to you isn't just a warning, it's a rescue mission. He's trying to get something to you before the next attack hits. The blessing that is coming isn't just for comfort. It's for protection. It's to shield you from what the enemy has planned. If you ignore this, you risk stepping outside of that protection. But if you open your heart and obey, you will step into divine covering. Comment 1111 if you believe that divine protection is wrapping around your life right now. The pain you've been carrying has not gone unnoticed. The nights where you questioned everything, even your own faith, were not wasted. God was still present. In the silence, in the loneliness, in the betrayal, He never left. And now He's moving again. You are not being punished. You are being redirected. You are being positioned for something so much greater than you expected. The secret courier doesn't just carry a message, it carries a shift, a realignment, a heavenly redirection that will make sense in time. even if it confuses you right now. When God says, open it immediately, He means open your eyes, open your spirit, open your hands to receive. Because too many times, His people have missed their miracle while waiting for a more glamorous package. You've expected God to speak a certain way, but He's been moving in the stillness. You've looked for flashes of light, but He's been working in the shadows. And now He's sending this through a voice you didn't expect, at a time you didn't plan for, in a way that only He could orchestrate. You may feel ordinary, unworthy even. But hear me, God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the called. You are not listening to this by accident. You are chosen. You are set apart. You are not forgotten, and you are not too far gone. There's a reason the enemy fought you so hard this year. There's a reason things seemed to collapse just as they were about to rise. The courier is bringing restoration, but you have to open the door. If you leave it shut in fear, if you brush this off as just another voice online, you may miss the rescue that was designed exactly for you. Heaven is on your side. God is not late. He is exact. His timing is divine. And this right now is that moment. Do not waste it. Get ready. Stand firm. Begin to prepare your heart, your mind, and your home. Because something is coming, and it is holy, it is heavy, it is heaven sent. God is reaching into your life with authority. He is not asking, He is commanding. Open this, receive this, step into the calling you tried to run from. The secret courier is on the way. There's a knock happening in the spirit. You may not hear it with your ears, but your soul feels it. You've been feeling that strange tension lately, like something is shifting, but you can't explain why. That's not your imagination. That's the move of God already starting. The courier is almost at your door. That means now is the time to prepare. Now is the time to let go of what you've been holding on to so tightly. Some of the things that once felt like blessings are now burdens. God is clearing the space. He is removing the clutter. He is preparing you to hold something much heavier, something holy. Please comment 222 if you trust that something holy is coming into your life. What do brain surgeons and billionaires know that you don't? This 9-word money code, once reserved for elites, is now being shared with everyday people, and the results are mind-boggling. Cash windfalls, cleared debt, and lifelong stress gone. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. What the enemy tried to use to destroy you is going to become the very thing God uses to elevate you. He is not just saving you from something, He is saving you for something. You were created for this exact season. There's a reason your prayers didn't get answered the way you wanted them to. There's a reason some doors didn't open. God was protecting you from getting ahead of His timing. Because when this courier arrives, it won't be a temporary blessing. It won't be a fleeting moment. It will be something that changes the course of your entire life. But you must let go of the lies. The lie that you're not enough. The lie that you've messed up too many times. The lie that nothing good ever lasts. None of that came from God. Those are the voices of fear trying to crowd out the sound of truth. And here is the truth. You are loved. You are covered. You are chosen. You are protected. You are not walking through this life alone. The presence of God has never left your side, not for 1 second. Even when you turned away, He stayed. Even when you ran, He followed. And now, He's calling you back to Him louder than before. The message He is sending you through this secret courier is filled with promises, real promises, not just hope for the future, but healing for the pain you carry right now. It includes the peace you've been longing for in the middle of all your chaos. It carries the answers you didn't know how to ask for. But here's the thing, when God sends a message, it doesn't always come how we expect. Sometimes it shows up in correction, sometimes in a disruption, sometimes through something we thought we lost. But in every case, it's filled with mercy. You are being rescued from the version of yourself that settled for less. God is pulling you out of survival mode. You weren't made to barely make it. You were made to thrive. And even though the road here has been long, He is about to redeem the time you thought was wasted. Nothing is wasted in His hands. Even the heartbreak, even the failure, even the missed opportunities, He can use all of it. But you must trust Him enough to receive what's being delivered to you. This is your burning bush moment. God is speaking. He's not asking you to be perfect. He's asking you to be willing, to say yes when it makes no sense, to open the door even when you're afraid of what's on the other side. Faith isn't always about feeling strong. Sometimes faith is simply saying, God, I don't understand this, but I'll follow anyway. And when you walk like that, when you say yes, even through trembling hands, heaven moves on your behalf. Comment 333 to declare your faith, even if it's small like a mustard seed. You need to know this too. The enemy is terrified of what's inside this courier's hands. That's why the attacks have increased. That's why your thoughts have been louder, your anxiety heavier. But the devil does not get the final word. The blood of Jesus still speaks louder. His mercy still stretches further. His promises still hold true. And His power, it's still unmatched. You are not defenseless. You are not abandoned. God's armies are surrounding you now. His angels are watching over your steps. That's why this message is reaching you now, because the time is urgent. You are not too late. You are not too far behind. The God who created time is not limited by it. The same God who split the sea, who brought fire from the sky, who raised the dead is now bringing breakthrough into your life. Not because you earned it, but because He loves you. His love is relentless. It chases you even when you've given up on yourself. It pulls you from the pit, not just to save you, but to send you. Because make no mistake, this isn't just about saving you, it's about awakening you. There is something in you that hell has tried to silence, a purpose, a calling, a voice that carries power. And once you open the courier's message, once you receive what God is delivering, that purpose will begin to burn again. You will remember who you really are. You'll stop shrinking yourself to fit into places God never called you to. You'll stop running back to people who were never meant to walk with you into your promise. And you'll rise. You are about to step into a season where the things that once broke you will no longer touch you. You are being upgraded in the Spirit, promoted in heaven's courts. And the pain you endured will soon make sense in the light of what God is about to do through you. But you must not miss the timing. This is not the moment to be passive. This is not the hour to delay. You must be fully awake, fully willing, fully open. You've been standing in the middle of spiritual warfare, and maybe you didn't even know it. That's why everything has felt so strange, so heavy, so confusing. You've had moments lately where you couldn't even explain what was wrong. You just felt the weight of something unseen pressing against your heart. That pressure isn't random. It's not just anxiety. That's the tension between heaven's rescue and hell's resistance. The courier is close and hell is panicking, because once you open what God has sent, the chains that held you for years will break in an instant. You've been begging God for a sign that He's still with you. You've been looking for some kind of proof that He hasn't forgotten you. And now He's sending it. Not in thunder, not in fire, but in this whisper, this moment. because he wants you to know, truly know, that he's never left, not even for a second. You are not alone in this battle. His hand is still on you. His spirit is still within you. His mercy is still chasing you, even now. Please comment 555 if you believe this is the hour where the chain breaks. Can just saying 9 words daily actually make money flow into your life? A top neuroscientist says yes, and the FBI accidentally confirmed it. This forgotten prayer is now transforming ordinary people into debt-free and financially free for life. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. When Jesus was in the boat during the storm, the disciples panicked because they didn't recognize the power that was already with them. That's how many of us live. We cry out for help, not realizing the help is already in the boat, but God is waking you up to his presence right now. You're not waiting for him to show up. He's already there. And what's coming through this courier will make that clearer than ever before. You will not have to force this. You will not have to beg. You will not have to chase people for what God is sending straight to you. And let me tell you this, the delay was not a denial. The wait was not wasted. Every second, every setback, every disappointment was shaping you to carry what's on the way. You had to grow stronger. You had to be emptied out. You had to let go of things that were never meant to last, because what God is sending now is weighty, and it requires a heart that's ready. That's why the refining felt so brutal. You were being prepared for glory. You were being made into someone who could handle the fire without burning out. This is your appointed time, not a moment too late, not a step too early, right on time. And you don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to feel brave. You just need to open your eyes, open your ears, open your heart. What's being delivered to you will make the last season make sense. God wastes nothing. What felt like loss was really positioning. What looked like rejection was actually protection. And what felt like silence was preparation. There are things breaking off your life even now. Generational patterns that have clung to your family for decades are being torn down. Cycles of fear, failure, poverty, and heartbreak are being dismantled. God is rewriting your story from this moment forward, but it starts with your response. Heaven is waiting on your yes. The courier is knocking, but only you can open the door. You've been trusted with this word. Not everyone receives something this specific, this timely, this direct. That's how you know it's real. That's how you know it's for you. Because God is a personal God. He doesn't deal in randomness. He speaks to his children with clarity. And this right here, this is clarity. This is that breath of fresh wind that reminds you you're not forgotten. You're not invisible. You're not too late. Please comment 1212 to receive this divine appointment. This is more than a breakthrough. It's a realignment. Your name has been spoken in heavenly places. Your future has been marked by the hand of God. You are moving into a season where favor will find you, where doors you didn't even knock on will swing open, where peace will rule, where anxiety once controlled you. And it won't be because of what you did. It will be because of who your Father is, because he is faithful, because he is good, because he finishes what he starts. You're going to look back on this moment and realize it was the turning point. The hour the fog began to lift, the night the fear started to break, the day you stopped apologizing for being chosen, because you are chosen. Not by people, not by systems, but by God himself. You were picked out of the crowd. Heaven saw your pain, your potential, and your purpose, and still said yes, so hold on. Don't let the weight of this moment make you forget who carries it with you. God is not asking you to do this alone. He's inviting you to partner with what He's already begun. He's doing the heavy lifting. He's preparing the way. He's covering the gaps. All He needs from you is your surrender. Do not be afraid. That's what the angel said to Mary when she was told she would carry the impossible. And God is saying it to you now. Do not be afraid to carry what's coming. Do not be afraid to walk through the new door. Do not be afraid to let go of what's familiar. The next part of your life requires your courage. It requires your trust. It requires your yes. And so I'll say it once more, open the door. The courier is not just bringing a word, it's carrying restoration, renewal, redirection. It's carrying the kind of peace you forgot existed, the kind of love that heals deep wounds, the kind of purpose that makes even your past pain worth it. God is not playing with your heart. He is answering your cries. This isn't about hype. It's not about emotion. This is holy. And the weight you feel right now, the stirring in your chest, the tightness in your gut, that's not fear, that's your spirit recognizing a divine shift. When God begins to move, something inside you always knows. Even when you try to explain it away, even when your logic tries to reason it out. There's something about this that grabs you deeper than words can say. That's the voice of God calling you to attention. You were made for more than survival. You've been stuck in cycles for so long that you started thinking that's all life would ever be. But that's not what God planned. He didn't design you to just breathe and wait for relief. He created you to walk in purpose, to live under His covering, to step into blessings you didn't even think you deserved. And now, He's making it happen. The delivery is already en route. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of your readiness. Comment 777 if you believe what's on the way is greater than what you've lost. You don't need a sign in the sky to know this is real. You've already felt the shift. God has been speaking to your heart in quiet ways, soft nudges, timely moments, dreams you thought were random. They weren't. He's been setting the stage, and now He's moved into action. Heaven is no longer planning, it's executing. The courier is coming, the knock will be unmistakable, and when it comes, you need to move. No delay, no hesitation, no second guessing. What secret did the FBI hide about your brain and money? They discovered a phrase just 9 words long that flips a switch in your mind to attract wealth without effort. It's already changed the lives of thousands of people in just weeks. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. This is sacred. The kind of sacred that makes mountains move and chains fall and demons tremble. The kind of sacred that heals generations and silences every lie spoken over your name. The kind of sacred that lifts you from the ashes and sets your feet on solid ground. God is not playing small in your life. You may feel weak, broken, unfinished, but He sees destiny where you see damage. He sees power where you see pain. And He is going to show you exactly what He meant when He called you chosen. Don't shrink back now. This is not the time to play it safe. The enemy would love for you to keep doubting, keep overthinking, keep waiting for the perfect moment. But God's saying the time is now, not next week, not when you feel ready, now. Heaven doesn't operate on comfort, it operates on obedience. And your yes in this moment will unlock things that years of striving never could. Please comment 999 if you are saying yes to what God is about to do in your life. Think about this. What if the battle you're in right now is just the proof that the blessing is real? What if the resistance is just confirmation that what's on the way is that important? The enemy doesn't waste energy attacking empty places. He targets the ones marked by heaven. And you've been marked, covered, protected, even when it didn't feel like it, even when you questioned everything. God never took his eyes off you. That's why you're still standing. That's why you're still breathing. That's why you're reading this right now. Because grace never left your side, and now grace is about to overflow. The delivery won't just fill a gap, it will overflow into areas of your life you forgot needed healing. It will reach your family, your children, your finances, your future. It will reach the parts of your heart that have been closed for so long. You forgot what joy feels like. You forgot what real peace tastes like. But God hasn't. He's sending it. It's already moving in your direction. But here's something else you need to know. What's coming isn't just for your comfort. It's for your calling. The breakthrough isn't just to make life easier. It's to bring you into alignment. God's not just fixing what's broken. He's positioning you to carry something for others. Your pain will become someone else's breakthrough. Your survival story will become someone else's rescue map. But you must say yes. You must open the door when the knock comes. You won't have to force it. The courier will come at the exact right time. But when it does, don't freeze. Don't get stuck in your head. Just receive it. Receive what God is giving you, even if it comes in a way you didn't expect. Even if it feels unfamiliar. God's ways are higher. His plans are bigger. His timing is perfect. And his love for you is deeper than you could ever imagine. This is the kind of moment where destinies shift, where old wounds close for good, where heaven reaches down and makes everything align in a single breath. You've waited long enough. You've fought hard. You've cried enough tears. And now it's your turn to see the goodness of God in the land of the living. No more delays. No more false starts, no more going in circles. The cycle ends here, the promise begins now. You're not who you used to be. Even if people still see you through an old lens, God sees what he planted in you. He sees the warrior, the worshipper, the vessel. He sees the purity of your heart through all the pain. And he's proud of you. Yes. You've kept walking when you could have given up. You've held on to faith with trembling hands. And now, heaven is responding. Open your hands, open your spirit, because what's coming is holy and it has your name on it. When the angel came to Gideon, Gideon didn't feel brave. He felt small, unworthy. But the angel didn't call him by how he felt. He called him by what God saw, mighty warrior. That's what God is calling you right now. Mighty, called, chosen. Don't let fear lie to you about what's inside you. God put something in you that hell can't handle. And this courier, this divine delivery, is confirmation that it's time to rise. The enemy knows what's about to happen. That's why he's tried to convince you you're too late, that you missed your chance, that you've messed up too much. But that voice is a lie. It always has been. You are not behind. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not too old or too young or too far gone. You are exactly where God needs you to be for this divine interruption to take place. The delivery is still on time. The promise is still active. Your story is still being written by the author of life. Please comment 1010 if you believe the author of your story is not finished with you yet. God sees what no one else can see. While others see flaws, he sees foundation. While they see mistakes, he sees momentum. He's not disappointed in your delays. He's not ashamed of your weakness. He is patient, he is kind, he is faithful. And his love for you isn't based on performance, it's rooted in his eternal nature. He loved you first, he chose you first, and he's still choosing you now. This delivery, this secret courier, is bringing more than answers. It's carrying a new beginning, a second wind for the parts of your soul that have been gasping for air. You don't even realize how tired you've been, because you've gotten used to surviving. But God is about to show you what peace feels like again, what clarity feels like, what rest feels like, not just for your body, but for your spirit. You've been watching others walk into their blessings and wondering if God skipped over you. He didn't. What he has for you is tailored for your life, for your calling, for your exact situation. It won't look like theirs because it's not meant to. This isn't a recycled promise, it's a fresh one, a specific one that has your fingerprints all over it. That's why the wait has felt so long, because heaven wasn't preparing something average, it was crafting something holy. Don't rush past this moment. Let it sink in. God has been pursuing you. He's been speaking to you in dreams, in delays, in that quiet longing you couldn't explain. And now he's speaking loud, direct, clear. It's time to open your eyes, open your hands, open your heart. Let him in again, not as a visitor, but as the ruler of every part of your life. Comment 1515. If you're ready to let God fully in again, no holding back. Is it possible to attract money by simply speaking some miraculous words? This 9-word script, verified by Harvard and 6 neuroscience labs, proves you absolutely can. People are using it from their couch and reporting unexpected bank deposits, cleared debts, and upgraded lives. It takes less than 30 seconds, but this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. There is something sacred in surrender, something powerful in saying, God, I don't understand, but I trust you. That's the door he's asking you to open right now. Not a physical one, but the one that leads straight into your spirit. Because when you open that door, everything changes. The fear starts to fall. The shame begins to melt. The confusion loses its grip. And peace, real peace, starts to pour in like light through a shattered wall. The courier is not just bringing an answer, it's bringing identity. Some of you have forgotten who you are. Life beat it out of you. People tried to define you, trauma tried to reshape you, but God never changed his mind about you. You are still his, you are still called. And this moment is his reminder to your spirit, you belong to heaven, not to the pain that tried to claim you. There's a heavenly urgency behind this. This is not just another day, not just another word. This is a divine shift. You are standing at the edge of something sacred. And if you step forward in faith, you will see doors open that logic said should have stayed shut. You will walk through places you didn't even know existed. Not because you're lucky, but because you're loved by a God who opens impossible doors. It's not just about blessing, it's about transformation. God is not just giving you things, he's giving you strength, wisdom, authority. You are being prepared to carry what others can't. That's why the fire's been so hot. That's why the tests have been so intense, because he's building something eternal in you. And when you walk through this next door, it won't just be about what you gain, it will be about what you carry to others. You will become the answer to someone else's cry. You will become the light in someone else's night. But first you must open the door. There's been a war over your life. But today, God is declaring peace. He's placing his hand over your household, over your thoughts, over your future. The enemy will not have the final word. Depression will not have the final word. Fear will not have the final word. The blood of Jesus still speaks louder, and it's speaking over you right now, redeemed, restored, revived. This is your wake-up call, not to make you afraid, but to shake you into remembering who you are. The reason the battle has been so fierce is because your destiny is so big. The reason the pain cuts so deep is because your purpose reaches so far. God is about to breathe life into what felt dead. Hope is about to rise where fear tried to live. And the knock you feel on your spirit right now, that's not just conviction, that's invitation. You may not feel ready, that's okay. You may even feel unsure if you can handle what's coming. That's normal. But hear this, God is not sending something into your life to crush you. He's sending it to complete you. You've been missing a piece, a promise, a direction, and He's been holding it until now, because this is the time where you can finally carry it the right way. You've been through the fire. You've learned how to hear His voice in the silence, and now He's entrusting you with something holy. Comment 1717 if you believe God is trusting you with something sacred. The next door that opens in your life won't be one you forced open. It won't be built on your efforts or your hustle. It will open because of grace, because of His perfect timing, and because you chose to say yes. The delivery isn't earned, it's given, but it requires obedience. The kind of obedience that doesn't wait to have all the answers. The kind that says, even if I'm afraid, I'll follow. Even if it doesn't make sense, I'll trust. This is God whispering directly to your soul. I have not forgotten you. You are not invisible to heaven. You are not just a face in the crowd. Your life matters. Your struggle is seen, and your breakthrough has been scheduled. There are prayers you thought went unheard, but not a single word has been lost. God remembers every cry, every whisper, every breath of hope, and the courier is carrying the response. But be ready, it might come wrapped in unfamiliar paper. Sometimes the most sacred answers show up disguised as discomfort. The courier may come through an ending, a hard conversation, a step of faith you've been avoiding. But do not turn away. Do not dismiss the door just because it doesn't look like what you expected. God is too wise to be predictable. He is too intentional to be random. Please comment Amen if your spirit is saying yes to God's timing, even when it's unfamiliar. He's shifting things behind the scenes right now, aligning people, timing, resources, and spaces. What felt impossible is being arranged. What looked out of reach is being brought near. You don't have to chase it. What's meant for you is coming directly to your life, carried by a hand the enemy cannot block. This is not about effort, it's about surrender, about faith that walks even when the path is foggy, about trust that believes even when the outcome is unclear. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are seen by a God who moves mountains for the sake of one obedient heart. That's what you are, a heart God can trust, a soul He's preserved. That's why you didn't break the way you thought you would. That's why you're still standing, because heaven refused to let your story end in the pit. You were made for the palace, and the journey might have been long, but the promise is still intact. He's not just sending comfort, He's sending clarity. You've been confused about what's next, what to let go of, where to place your feet. That confusion ends now. Because the moment you open the door, the light that enters will drive out every shadow of doubt. You will begin to see clearly again. You will begin to walk boldly again. You will begin to love deeply again without fear of losing what God gave you. Why are neuroscientists obsessed with a 9-word sentence? Because this sentence, spoken once a day, is turning financial stress into sudden blessings. More than 19,000 people have already used it to erase debt and unlock a life of wealth, freedom, and peace. The results are so powerful, some believe it's divine. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. The secret courier is not delayed. The delivery is right on schedule, and when it comes, it will come fast, like the sudden lifting of fog after a storm, like the moment a sunrise spills over the hills. You'll feel the shift in your spirit. You'll sense the breaking of what tried to hold you down, and you will rise, not because of anything you did, but because of who your Father is. This is a holy interruption. God is stepping in to stop the cycle, to end the wandering, to silence the torment. The wilderness season is coming to a close. The dry land is about to bloom. The lonely path is about to be filled with divine appointments. But this requires your full attention. You cannot afford to sleep through this moment. This is not just a new chapter. This is a whole new book. What's coming next is nothing like what has been. The weight you carried in the last season will not follow you into the next. The voices that shamed you will not be allowed access. The pain that defined you will lose its grip. You will walk lighter, freer, stronger, because this is what happens when heaven delivers. There's something sacred about the knock of God. It doesn't come to every house, it doesn't reach every heart, but it's come to yours. That alone should tell you how deeply you're loved. God didn't skip over you. He came for you, specifically, personally. He sent a courier, not just with an answer, but with a shift, a holy transformation that will touch every corner of your life. What's being delivered to your life is not light, it's weighty. Glory always is. This is not a cheap fix or a temporary patch. It is a sacred appointment, a divine placement of purpose into your hands. You have been chosen to carry something that can shift the atmosphere around you. And that is exactly why the enemy fought so hard to stop you. He didn't fight your present, he fought your future, but he lost. Comment 333 to declare your faith is rising above every fear. You might not feel strong, but that's never been a requirement. God doesn't use the qualified. He equips the willing. And if your hands are open, he will place into them something that will break generations of bondage. You were not chosen randomly. Your name was spoken in the heavens long before you were born. Your purpose was marked before your pain ever began. And now, God is reconnecting you to what was yours all along. This is what restoration looks like. It's not just getting back what you lost. It's getting back more than you knew you were missing. Some things are being returned to you that you didn't even know were stolen. Your peace, your confidence, your spiritual vision, your fire, the joy you buried so deep you forgot how it felt. It's all coming back. And when the courier arrives, it will come like a flood. But you must stay alert. The knock won't always be loud. Sometimes, the most important moments arrive in stillness. The Spirit of God doesn't always come with thunder. Sometimes he comes in a whisper that pierces the soul. And if you're too distracted, too rushed, too hardened, you'll miss it. You won't even realize that what you asked for was delivered right to your door, and you left it unopened. This is why he says, open it immediately. Not next week, not when you feel ready, now. There's an urgency in his voice because the timing matters. There are things on the other side of this, yes, that can only be accessed through obedience, not effort, not striving. Obedience. And the moment you say yes with your spirit, things start moving in your favor that were once locked tight. Please comment 1111 if you're ready to obey, even when it costs comfort. You've been walking around doors that never opened, thinking maybe you didn't pray enough or believe hard enough. But some of those doors were never meant to open. Because God didn't want to give you what was behind them, He wanted to give you something better. He shut those paths not to hurt you, but to lead you to this one. The path that leads to your real destiny. The door where the courier is now waiting, and you know it. Deep down, your soul recognizes this moment. That's why your heart feels heavy and hopeful at the same time. That's why something inside you feels both nervous and excited. It's because this is not just another day. This is the day things start to turn. This is the hour that shifts your atmosphere. This is the moment that unlocks everything that's been waiting on your yes. You've been through enough to know the difference between counterfeit and real. You've been close enough to almost blessings to know what disappointment tastes like. But this isn't one of those moments. This is different. This is holy. You can feel it even now. God is near. Not distant, not hiding. Near. He's reaching for your heart, not to break it, but to fill it. The pain you've walked through was not wasted. Every tear sowed a seed. And now the harvest is arriving. But it's not just any harvest. It's the kind that overflows. The kind that presses down and pours into places that have been dry too long. You'll see it in relationships that start to heal. In clarity you haven't felt in years. In doors that open without you having to knock. But here's what must stay in your spirit. Don't miss it. Don't let distractions blind you to the sacred. Don't let past wounds make you suspicious of this blessing. Just because it feels unfamiliar doesn't mean it's unsafe. Sometimes the greatest gifts come wrapped in the things you once feared. And God is saying, will you trust me enough to open it, even if it doesn't look how you thought it would? He is still the God who sees, the God who hears, the God who rescues. And He is standing at the edge of your life right now saying, let me in, not for a visit, for a permanent change, for a new chapter, for the fulfillment of promises that go back generations. He's been faithful to your bloodline before you were ever born, and He's about to show you that again. There's fire in your future. Not the kind that burns you, but the kind that ignites you. Passion you thought was gone is going to wake back up. Dreams you thought were dead will breathe again. And purpose you couldn't even define will start to become clear. Because the courier doesn't just bring an answer, it brings alignment, it brings vision, it brings heaven's full intention for your life into focus. What do brain surgeons and billionaires know that you don't? This 9-word money code, once reserved for elites, is now being shared with everyday people, and the results are mind-boggling. Cash windfalls, cleared debt, and lifelong stress gone. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. This is not the time to hesitate. It's the time to open the door, even with trembling hands. The moment you say yes, even in weakness, heaven rushes in. God doesn't need your perfection, He needs your surrender. The package was never going to be delivered based on your strength, it was always based on His grace. You don't need to rehearse your regrets. You don't need to bring up your failures or remind God of all the reasons you feel unworthy. He already knows, and still He chose you. Still He sent a word just for you. Still He appointed a time for you to receive what others only dream about. Not because you were perfect, but because you were willing. You may not have always done it right, but you stayed. You kept showing up, and God is going to honor that faithfulness. Comment 222 if you trust that your faithfulness hasn't gone unnoticed. When the angel came to deliver a message to Daniel, it was delayed because of a spiritual battle in the heavens. But from the moment Daniel prayed, the answer had already been released. And that's what's happening with you. The answer has already left heaven. It's just been delayed by opposition. But now the delay is over. The resistance has been broken, and the knock is real. It's not imagination, it's not emotional, it's the sound of breakthrough. What you're about to walk into is sacred territory. It's not just a blessing, it's a calling. It's not just comfort, it's commission. You are about to carry something that will break barriers, shift atmospheres, and lift others who are still stuck in the dark. You won't just be blessed, you'll become a blessing. You'll speak with power. You'll walk with peace. You'll stand in rooms you were once locked out of, not because of favor with man, but because of favor with God. This is what it means to be chosen. It means being trusted with what others aren't ready for. It means walking a narrow road. It means feeling the weight of glory on your life when no one else understands it. But now, that weight is turning into fire. What felt heavy will now feel holy. The same fire that once refined, you will now burn through the chains that held others captive. You are not just a recipient, you are a carrier of His presence. Please comment, Amen, if you receive that you're called to carry His presence. God is not just giving you relief, He's giving you responsibility. This is not about feeling better for a day, it's about being positioned for a lifetime. A lifetime of walking in alignment. A lifetime of peace that doesn't shake when the winds blow. A lifetime of knowing who you are and who your Father is. No more being tossed by every wave. No more looking for validation from people who don't know your value. You will stand because God placed you on solid ground. And make no mistake, what's been sent to you isn't light. It's going to shift things in your home, in your family, in your finances, in your mind. What's coming will change conversations. It will open doors you didn't even have the strength to knock on, and it will shut doors that have drained you for too long. This is not a temporary moment, it's a divine shift, but it requires full attention. You can't halfway open this door. You can't peek out with one foot still in the past. You have to open all the way. Let go of the last season. Lay down the bitterness. Forgive the people who didn't see you. Release the moments you felt overlooked, because what's ahead is far greater than what's behind. And if your hands are full of what was, you won't have room for what will be. This is why God says, open it immediately. Delay creates distance. Hesitation invites confusion. But obedience swift, humble obedience unlocks the full release. Don't overthink this. Don't wait for 10 confirmations. God is speaking now. Heaven is knocking now. You don't need more proof. You just need to move. And when you do, things will break. Not slowly, suddenly. The pressure that's been building around your mind will lift. The fear that's been paralyzing your voice will fall. The weight on your chest that made it hard to breathe in peace will be gone. Because when the presence of God enters, nothing broken stays the same. When He moves, everything moves. You've prayed for change, you've asked for more. You've whispered in the dark that you can't take another day of the same pain. And heaven heard you. This delivery was already in motion before you even asked. God had already made a way out before you realized how trapped you were. That's how much He loves you. That's how closely He's been watching. And He didn't just send an answer, He sent the right one. Not what you thought you needed, but what your soul truly cried out for. You wanted peace? He's sending it. You needed provision? He's delivering it. You begged for healing. He's bringing it body, heart, and spirit. And it will all arrive when you open the door, not just with your words, but with your will, with your whole self surrendered. You might still feel afraid. That's okay. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to move anyway. Heaven never needed you to be fearless, just willing. and right now your willingness is enough. Your obedience is the key that unlocks the door. And what's behind it? Restoration, redemption, realignment, rest, all of it, and more. Things you haven't even thought to ask for. Things you don't even know you need, God knows. And He's already packed it all into the hands of the courier who's standing at the edge of your breakthrough. Why is the government desperate to hide this 9-word prayer? A shocking FBI leak has just revealed a simple 9-word prayer, now letting everyday people erase debt and attract unstoppable wealth. Verified by leading scientists and supported by Harvard research, this at-home ritual is turning financial stress into a life of luxury. Dream homes, new cars, luxurious vacations, it's all within reach. But the government could take down this secret any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. This is not something you can ignore. You can feel it, can't you? Deep down, in the part of your spirit that's still tender even after everything you've been through, you know this is different. This isn't like all the other noise. This isn't just another promise that fades when the day ends. This is the moment heaven has been preparing for, and now that it's here, you must choose what you will do with it. The truth is, you've already survived things that should have taken you out. You've walked through fire and still carry your faith. You've lost people, opportunities, seasons, and yet, here you are, still reaching, still hoping, still trusting that somehow God is going to come through, and now He is. But not in the way you expected, not in the form you imagined. He's not bringing something temporary. He's bringing something eternal, and it's already at your door. Comment 555 if you believe this is your moment to receive the eternal over the temporary. You didn't miss it. You haven't lost your chance. That lie that tells you it's too late, that voice is not from God. The delay was never denial, it was divine preparation. You were being refined so that when this door opened, you would be strong enough to walk through it and carry what's on the other side. If you had received this too early, it might have crushed you. But now, you're ready. You're stronger than you think, not because of what you've done, but because of what you've endured. You've been refined in the fire. You've been trained in the silence. You've learned to hear God's whisper even when the world was shouting. That's why this door is opening for you now. That's why the courier was sent with something sealed just for you. Heaven doesn't waste oil. God doesn't deliver purpose without first preparing the vessel. This isn't just about your life improving. This is about heaven's plan unfolding. God has plans for you, real ones, not just to get you by, but to position you where your voice matters, where your presence shifts atmospheres, where your hands heal and your words break chains. You weren't just saved to sit still. You were saved to walk in power. And that power is waking up in you again right now. Please comment 1212 if you receive that power is rising in you again. Don't look back. Don't compare this moment to past disappointments. Don't measure what's coming by what didn't happen before. God is not repeating your past. He's redeeming it. He's restoring years the locusts ate. He's bringing beauty from the ashes. And He's doing it now, not someday. Now. The knock on your heart isn't a warning of judgment. It's the invitation into your breakthrough. But you need to understand, the enemy will do everything to keep you from opening that door. He will flood your mind with reasons to stay safe. He'll whisper, what if it's not real? What if you're just getting your hopes up again? But faith was never meant to feel safe. Faith feels risky because it pulls you out of your own strength and drops you into God's. And that's exactly where you need to be. You've trusted your own strength long enough. You've tried to figure it out, tried to make it work, tried to carry it alone. But now God is saying, let me do it. Let me lift what you've been holding. Let me lead you into what you couldn't reach on your own. Let me take you where your plans could never go. But I can't do it if you keep the door shut. You must let go of the need to understand everything. You must be willing to walk by faith, not by sight. That's where the miracle happens. That's where the shift begins. Not in your comfort zone, but in the moment you say, God, even if I don't see how, I trust you. That's when chains fall. That's when miracles show up. That's when lives change. And make no mistake, your life is not the only one this will touch. When you open this door, it won't just be you that gets set free. Others will feel the ripple of your obedience, your family, your children, people who have never even heard your name. Your yes to God will shake more than just your world. It will echo into eternity. This is why the enemy has fought you so hard. Because he knows what's inside of you. He's seen what happens when you say yes. He's watched what God put in you and tried to smother it before it could catch fire. But he failed. You're still here, still standing, still listening, still responding to the voice of God, even with battle scars across your heart. That is power. That is faith. That is the kind of spirit God trusts with destiny. This moment you're standing in, it's sacred. Don't treat it casually. Don't dismiss it. Don't scroll past it thinking there will be another one. This isn't just another day. This is a divine appointment. And if your heart is open, everything can change. This is your invitation to step into the kind of life that's not built on survival but on divine purpose.